I want to ask you something. The life you are living right now, the city you wake up in, the work you do every day, the relationship you maintain, the version of yourself you present to the world. Did you choose it or did you inherit it? Did you build it deliberately, consciously, based on what you actually want? Or did you walk into a version of life that was already mostly assembled by your family, your culture, your city, your fear of what people would say if you tried something different and call it your own? Because here's something most people spend entire their lifetimes not understanding. You can choose a different one. Not someday, not when you have enough money, not when everything lines up perfectly. You can choose differently right now, from where you are. And the fact that you don't already know that, the fact that this sentence feels more frightening than the feeling, says everything about how truly the world taught you that your life was not actually yours to design. I want to tell you about two moments. The first, I'm in Thailand, not on a vacation, living there. Waking up every morning in a place most people I knew ever seen on photo. Working, creating, moving through a world in a way that felt like mine. And I remember the specific feeling of sitting somewhere, a market, a beach, a small restaurant where nobody knew my name, and understanding for the first time that I actually chosen this. Not accepted it, not fallen into it, chosen it with full awareness, knowing what I was leaving behind, knowing it might not work, choosing it anyway. The second moment, Bali. Same feeling, different place, the same realization landing deeper. That the version of life I'd been handed at the beginning was not the only version available. That the coordinates of my existence were not fixed by birth or culture or expectations. That a human life is not a fixed track. You walk from point A to point B, hoping the track goes somewhere worth going. It's a field, you can walk in every direction. Now I want to be honest about something. Getting to Thailand and Bali didn't happen because I had it figured out. It happened in the middle of rebuilding. After addiction, after psychosis, after complete collapse of one version of my life. The freedom wasn't a reward of getting it right. The freedom was what I reached for when everything else had already fallen apart. And that's when I understood. You don't choose your own life after you've built a perfect foundation. You choose it when you finally decide that the version you were handed no longer fits. Here's what actually happens to most people. You are born into a specific context, a family, culture, a set of expectations about what a good life looks like, what success means, what you are supposed to want. And for the first 20, 25, sometimes 40 years of your life, you absorb these expectations so completely that they started to feel like your own. Psychologists call this introjection, the process by which external values, beliefs and expectations are taken in and experienced as internal.
It is a lie. They know.
As yours, not as a belief of your parent, or your culture, or your social environment. As you. This is not a manipulation, it's not conspiracy, it's just how humans develop. We learn about what is valued, we internalize it, we pursue it, and we genuinely believe we are pursuing what we want until the day, if this day ever comes, when something breaks the spell, when you're standing in a place you never expected to be and you realize I chose this, or you are standing in a life that looks exactly like it's supposed to look like and you realize I never choose any of this. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre called this anxiety of freedom, the specific discomfort that arrives when you truly understand that your life is not determined, that there is no pre-written script, that every day you continue the life you have is a choice, passive, maybe unconscious, maybe, but still a choice, and every day you could choose differently. This realization is terrifying before it's liberating, because if your life is a choice, you can't blame circumstances anymore. You can't wait for permission. You can't say it wasn't available for you. The freedom is real, and the weight of freedom is real. Here's the other side of this. Most people who understand that freedom is available still don't take it. Not because they can, because cost of freedom is uncertainty. And the brain is not wired to choose uncertainty over a familiar discomfort. The assigned life is uncomfortable sometimes, but it's known. The chosen life is uncertain, and the brain treats uncertainty like a danger. So people stay not because they have to, because the choice to live requires tolerating something that nervous system was designed to avoid. I want to be clear about something. Choosing your own life is not the same like moving to Thailand or Bali. That's one version, my version, for that specific period of my life. Choosing your own life means something simpler and more demanding than geography. It means being the author of your own decision rather than inheritor of someone else's. It means why you want what you want, not what you were told to want, not what makes sense on paper, what you actually want. Underneath the introjection, underneath the performance of an appropriate life. It means be willing to disappoint that version of yourself that other people need you to be. That last one is the hardest, because the people around you build their expectation on who you've been.
Just say it.
I can't.
And changing means those expectations goes unmet, not because you owe them nothing, but because you owe yourself the honesty of living from the inside out rather than from outside in. So how do you actually begin? Not in a dramatic leap, not with buying one-way ticket to somewhere, with 3 honest questions asked seriously. First, ask yourself what you want if nobody is watching. Not what you'd do if you had more money. Not what you'd do if you have a permission. What would you want if you could be guaranteed that nobody whose opinion you care about would ever find out? The answer to that question is the most honest map of your actual desires that you are going to get. Most people have never asked that seriously, because the answer requires to admit how far they are from what actually they want. Ask what you are standing for. Every life has things that hold you in place. Relationships, obligations, fear or comfort. Some of those things are real and worth staying for. Some of them are just the weight of the familiar. And honestly, which is this? Am I staying because I actually want to be here, or I'm staying because leaving would require to become someone I'm not sure I'm allowed to be? Third, take the smallest possible step toward the version you actually want, not the whole journey. One step, small enough to be real, in the direction of the life you choose. If you will know that you are allowed to. The permission is not coming. It never was. The step is how you give it to yourself. I still remember what it felt like to wake up in Thailand and understand that I had chosen to be there, not right there. Chosen. There is a difference that is hard to explain until you feel it. The difference between a life that happens to you and the life you happen to, between existing in the circumstances you inherited and creating the circumstances you meant. You can choose your own USA, you can choose your own Thailand, your own Bali, your own Warsaw, your own version of life that feels like it was made from inside rather than handed over from the outside. It's not guaranteed to be easy. It will not make everyone around you comfortable. It will require you to tolerate the specific anxiety of being responsible for your own life, rather than being a passenger in someone else's version of it, but the alternative, a passive inheritance of an assigned life. The slow accumulation of years in a shape you never chose. That has a cost too. One that compounds quietly, that shows up at 3 AM, that whispers that isn't it. This is not what you actually wanted. And you knew it. You always knew it. You know it. The question is what you will do with that knowing. Tell me in comments what will you choose if nobody was watching you. And press like and subscribe. This will help this video to reach people like you. So let's rise together. Have a good flight, fam.